Hey everyone, Irix Guy here, and I wanted to do an unboxing of the REI Passage 1 tent. Now this is a 3-season backpacking tent. It's a one-person tent, very lightweight. The floor is 90 inches by 26 inches by 36 inches. Peak height is 36 inches. The minimum weight is 3 pounds 11 ounces. That's just meaning that it's not wet or you know, anything else is in there that could contribute to more weight. Inside this bag there's a tent body and rain fly, 2 poles, 1 pole bag, 5 stakes, 1 stake bag, 2 guy lines of tighteners, 1 pole repair tube if you're out there in the backcountry and your pole breaks. It's got some assembly instructions on here, which is nice. A very water resistant filling label on it. This sack, like most any REI product, and by the way, I love REI. I know there's a lot of outdoor brands out there, but when I buy frame packs, when I buy tents, when I buy accessories, I always try to buy REI first, because I had a situation where I had an REI frame pack and it fell off my back when I was crossing through a ravine, and it snapped a buckle on it. I mean, granted, it was my fault, but I called REI and I was just thinking, you know, hey, maybe I get another buckle. They sent me a brand new frame pack, free shipping, and then I just had to send the other one back. They didn't even bother with replacing the buckle. That's how high quality, or how well they stand behind their products. So I can't wait to see this tent. Let's go ahead and pull it out. Again, this is just the unboxing video, because what I want to do is actually pitch this tent in the woods, and I'll show you a very thorough walkthrough of it on a later date. This is separate, but I purchased it with the tent. This is the footprint. Now if you're new to backpacking, you definitely should purchase a footprint along with your tent, and the reason being is that if you don't, you may get some moisture underneath your tent. Even though this tent has a bottom to it, it's a very thin nylon. This footprint better protects the lifespan of your tent and also helps with enhanced water resistance. So this is the footprint designed specifically for the Passage 1 tent that we're about to pull out of the sack. And I'm not going to take this footprint out. You can imagine it's just the same shape as the bottom of this Passage 1 tent. So in this stuff sack we have the tent, and then inside of it we have the rain fly, and inside of it we have the your tent poles and then your stakes. So very lightweight, very easy to pack. I've got a 3-person REI tent, and it just doesn't make sense to carry that when I'm not backpacking with my wife, because otherwise I'll just sleep in a tent by myself and save room and weight on my back for other goodies. So what I'm going to do now is just put this footprint in here. I'm not going to fold all of this out. Like I said, I'm going to do a separate video where I actually pitch this tent and then do a video walkthrough of this tent. I'm just going to put my my footprint in there. I'm going to put this back in its stuff sack. Something about these REI stuff sacks and tents and everything, it's just everything fits so well together. A lot of companies nowadays are cutting corners, and it really takes a miraculous feat to get your tent back in a stuff sack. These, as you can see, are adjustable if you want to loosen it up when you put it in. And then something to always be aware of with the tent when you're packing it is to make sure that the weight is evenly distributed, because you're going to be carrying this on your frame pack for miles. And then also, you want to make sure that when you put this back in there, you put your tent in there, that the poles and stakes aren't towards the end where they could fall out. Always make sure you cover this with a little cover piece, and then tighten the little drawstring securely. Something else I always do before I tighten it, I tuck my drawstring in my stuff sack. And the reason being, when you're hiking down a trail, that's something that can get snagged on a tree branch and potentially rip your stuff sack. Or if it doesn't rip it, it could open it up and enable your tent poles and stuff to fall out. So you always need to be proactive when you're packing for a backpacking trip. But once it's all in there, this just tightens down. Really nice stuff sack here. Obviously custom designed for this tent. And this compresses it quite a bit. You don't want to compress it too much to where you risk bending your tent poles, but I mean, this is super. I couldn't be happier with the weight. I mean, this thing is super lightweight. So for a one-person tent, and for a one-person tent that'll accommodate someone my height, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall. To have something this light on your back is super nice, especially if you're taking, you go out in the woods, you want to take you some, some food and something to drink, and that stuff gets heavy. And if you can eliminate some of the weight, in this case being the tent, you can have a more enjoyable hike because you don't feel so encumbered. But yeah, I am super stoked. Like I said, this is just the unboxing video of the REI Passage 1. But like I said, when I take this out and do my first backpacking trip with this, I'm going to video the setup, video the inside of it, really give this REI Passage 10 a thorough review. And I'm confident it's going to be awesome because REI has not yet disappointed me in any way. Everything I purchased from REI has been beyond stellar, and so is their customer service. So share this video with others. Check out my other videos. It's youtube.com/IrixGuy, and y'all have a good day.